The Dragon Princes of Kalador were once the most fierce warriors of the entire Warhammer world, riding into battle upon mighty dragons of enormous strength and size. But something changed, and now the dragons sleep almost indefinitely, with few if any of Kalador's princes being able to wake them. So today's new mystery is this: why won't the dragons wake up? If you guys end up enjoying the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel for more Warhammer and Total War content. The dragons first became aligned with the High Elves of Ulthuan around the time of the Great Catastrophe through the efforts of the greatest elven mage, Kalador Dragon Tamer. Whether this was done through Kalador's powerful magical abilities or enchanted items granted by the smith god Vol is not known for sure, but what is certain is that the dragons respected Kalador and an alliance between the two races was formed. When the warp gates of the Old Ones collapsed, the world was flooded with magical energy, and the forces of chaos followed closely after. Ulthuan became a place of terror, with only the elves and their dragon mounts narrowly holding back the hordes of chaos demons. Eventually, a great elven hero rose to fight this threat, Anarion. Anarion wielded the power of the elven god Asuryan, and combining his forces with the dragon princes of Kalador, the forces of chaos were pushed back, but each time they returned stronger than before. As great as a warrior as Anarion was, and even with the dragon princes at the forefront of every battle, Kalador realized that Anarion could not stop the tide of chaos. If drastic action wasn't taken, the elves would slowly be overwhelmed and destroyed completely. So Kalador put into motion a plan to cripple the forces of chaos. He would create a vortex that would suck the excess magical energy out of the world, and therefore deny the demons the ability to manifest within the mortal world. This plan was risky, and Anarion and Kalador argued for days. Anarion knew the elves would die a slow death of attrition if nothing changed, but could not accept Kalador's plan because it also threatened the elves' mastery of magic. Kalador left to gather Ulthuan's greatest and most powerful mages, and began a great ritual to create the vortex. The Chaos Gods, sensing the threat Kalador's vortex posed to their continued presence in the mortal world, sent their armies to attack Kalador. His hand forced, Anarion led Ulthuan's armies to Kalador's defense. The dragon princes and their mounts were so numerous they blocked out the sun. Fighting with lance, tooth, and claw against the limitless hordes of chaos, Anarion and the dragon princes bought Kalador the time needed to complete the vortex. Sadly, Anarion suffered mortal wounds, dying shortly after, and Kalador was trapped within his masterwork. But the dragons would continue to fight faithfully alongside the elves for thousands of years. Over time, though, it was observed that less and less dragons were answering the call of Kalador's princes. The dragon princes undertook journeys to discover the reason for this decline, and found the dragons sleeping beneath the volcanic mountains of Kalador. Even with their greatest efforts, few dragons could be awakened from their slumber by the dragon princes. Even then, only the youngest and least powerful of the dragons answered. And so, elven knights mounted on powerful and ancient dragons became a rare sight in Ulthuan, the descendants of those original dragon riders now going to war on elven steeds. We return now to that original question: what caused the dragon's great sleep, and with it, the decline of the dragon princes? In the lore, no direct answer is given as to why the dragons sleep, and are unable to be awakened, but a few possible explanations are given. First is that dragons are creatures of fire, and that as their home within the volcanic mountains have started to cool, so too has the fire within the dragons themselves cooled. Ulthuan was originally created from sporadic volcanic islands by the Old Ones, the continent raised from the ocean floor and held afloat by magic. No explanation is given how the volcanoes continue to function without being connected to the planet's core, but whatever the reason was, it's not working as well as it used to in this possible explanation. The second and slightly similar theory to the first essentially states that when the Old Ones terraformed the planet and shifted its orbit to make it warmer, this change in temperature affected the sleeping patterns of the dragons, the effects which began around the time of the Phoenix King Tethys. The third and most likely answer, in my opinion, to the dragon's slumber is that the dragons are inherently magical creatures, and that the reduction of magical energy caused by the vortex has caused the deep sleep all dragons now experience. This reduction in magic is already confirmed, with the demons of chaos rarely being able to manifest in the mortal world after the creation of the vortex, but the magic of dragons is rarely spoken of. Their fiery breath is often theorized to be magical in nature, and there are ancient dragons capable of wielding magic in the same manner as normal wizards. Which of these explanations do you think is the true reason the dragons sleep? Was there a theory you know of that I didn't mention? If so, let me know in the comments down below. With that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Warhammer, and have a great day, guys.